like growing up around famous people like Prince, how did that impact the way you wanted to run your view of Hollywood, your view of yourself?
Well, I think just as a family, we talk about Prince's impact on us. And as a community, I know that we're all so grateful for what he did in his art and then just all the things that he did, whether it was unbeknownst to the public or with what he did in terms of artist advocacy. He was really active. And I think having that first touch point, really, he established what it means to move through this world as a family affair. You know, as a young kid, I was going on tour, and my mother was my Bubba's camera assistant, and so we had these experiences together. And I remember when my first movie came out, he had copies of Imagine That in Paisley Park, because he genuinely supported everybody around him.
But beyond Prince and what I guess your parents, they were seeing it all. I mean, obviously, we know my love for Prince, but that's one person. Your parents gave you the imprint of how to handle this business of Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, it started with...
I know, right? The cutest family ever.
That. We're just missing Ehsan, my littlest brother. He was in my mama's belly in that photo. But I think my parents absolutely are the reason that we're able to go through this world successfully, because the first thing that they said is acting is something that we do but not who we are, which may sound counterintuitive, but it really stems from this place of go explore all of your other hobbies. My mother always says there's nothing more interesting than an interested human. And so a lot of...
Okay. Nothing more interesting than an interested human.
And so I think what my parents have done for not only myself, but both my brothers, is just do anything and give us access to opportunities that keep us curious.
And so Oprah has said, this was the quote, that she hopes she's alive when you are president. I mean, that's pressure.
That's surreal to me.
That's phenomenal.
Yes, I think I'm just honored to be in a position where all of the people who have literally paved the way and continue to pave the way are of such support. And it's surreal to think that anyone could see me and be like, president, but I'm grateful.
Would you ever, when you look at, I know that you are very involved with getting out the vote. It's called 18 by 18.
Yes.
That you want to awaken I covered politics for many years on MSNBC. We would always talk about the young vote, and then the day of the election, you're like, what happened to the young vote?
Right. Look at how excited I am.
You are. Yes, you are.
But you're absolutely right. So 18 by 18 is something that really came about when I was 16, after the presidential election, and feeling like I was too young to vote and felt very powerless in terms of how I engaged with my government, and my government being a reflection of what I knew to be true of my peers and what we care about and what matters. And so with the midterm elections, it was really important to be as involved as possible, because I really don't think there are young people that aren't engaged at this point. So many of the people that I know why they should care about politics.
Absolutely.
It's a matter of access, of where do I start? And it's such a convoluted process. And so with that being said, getting to your original question, I've always wanted to be politics adjacent. And I mean, I have incredible mentors.
Politics adjacent means local, but not running for office.
Next to Capitol Hill.
not inside the building.
But I mean, seeing the impact of people like one of my mentors, Patrice Cullors, the amount that she has accomplished by her organizing is absolutely inspiring. And I think to be in a position in which I can make similar impact is ideally what I'd love to be doing.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting, you told Glamour magazine, my metric for success is having an impact on something greater than myself. You know the Oscar conversation that's been happening in the last 24 hours. No female directors, only one actress of color, I believe, nominated. Cynthia. And so this director thing, another long list of male directors would. How do you process that? And how do you give hope to the next young Hollywood female director out there?
Yeah, well, I think that's why the Image Awards matter to me. I think that's why they've always been important, is because it's known that we've been overlooked and neglected in so many spots. And I think the intersections of being a woman and being a proudly Black woman and woman of color, I think there's so many times where I look around and it's almost like, are we kidding at this point? The amount of great media that came out this year, there is no like, well, I mean, there was no one here. There was no one to choose from. There were so many things that came out in 2019 that are absolutely incredible.
So you're not discouraged by that?
I'm not
this Oscars list?
I think what it means is that we can no longer use their metric for success. I think it's why it's important for us to be such a tight-knit community, and why I think the Image Awards and the NAACP were the first organization to support me. It's literally why I credit who I credit my public speaking to.